Hey, welcome back. I ended up getting a phone call right in the middle of this video, and then I found out I was out of disk space storage, so all kinds of disasters I had to clean up here. So all I was trying to explain is that these two are a -2, so we're in a 0 space. So we are coming from the nose high at 0, and I chose to be evasive. So we progressed 2 and we took a hit. So the progression of 2 is 1, 2, like so, and we do a hit to the bomber. Don't know what good that's going to do, but let's see. Got a 9 here, so let's see if we get a 9. We don't. So another one comes on. Ooh, it's a good 3 damage. And this is a 0 for our final check here. Bring this around. 0 is nothing, and we dive to there. Now, the one thing that's nice about this is obviously we didn't, hurt this bomber. We hurt it, but we didn't, take it out. I'm okay with this because I want this guy to stay alive so he can pursue these other 2 bombers that have already fallen out. And I have a choice to make. I can get a guaranteed victory point if I pursue the one that's already destroyed, or I can go for glory and get experience points for my pilot if I go after this one. I think it's a no-brainer. I'm going for the victory points because that's the only way you win. And but let's see what happens here, because there's going to be a couple turns. There's still 2 turns left, and you'll see what I mean in a second here. So we're on turn 9. So this guy is going to move up 1, but there's blast and flak still. So let's do that. It's a 6. So on the blast and flak chart, you can see that those 2 bombers take a hit. And so those 2 bombers, one of them is still there. And it happens to be the one that's already damaged. So we have an 8 check. Okay. So he takes an engine damage. And then we do a cohesion check of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So nothing happened there. Okay. So what I was thinking is if this cohesion check failed 2 more times, this bomber might also drop out. But it's not going to happen now that he passed the cohesion check. Maybe blast and flak will do something. We'll see. So now we move to turn 10. This guy's got to pursue. We don't have to declare who we're pursuing yet. So we just have to say we're pursuing. So that's what we're going to do. So he exits the map. We do finish the turn, I believe. So we'll do blast and flak. So it's a 9, which, funny enough, they do 9. So nothing happens there. And then the cohesion check, it doesn't matter, I don't think, but it passed anyways. And so now we are at the end of the mission. So you can clean up the things that are here. Clean up the board a bit. And this comes off. We can bring this down closer to us. And put the tactical points there. Okay, so I'm going to pursue the one that I know is blowing up, which is the one with the wing damage. This guy. Remember, this is a 1. It's a guaranteed intercept. And so I'm going to pursue this guy. So he's guaranteed destroyed because 5 wing damage destroys him. Okay, so we're going to get another 2 experience points for the destroying. And that's a mistake I made the first video. I got 2 experience points when the bomber was destroyed, not 1. Because you get 2 experience points for destroys, and that's right here. Destroyed is 2. So I would have had 3 from the first mission. I got 4 from this one. I get, since I'm near target, the victory points for near target are on the back of this. I believe it's just 1. Yeah, outbound or near target, it's 1 victory point. And this is for the advanced game. You can see here it's 1. And then 2 for inbound. So we get another 1 victory point for that. Okay, that is my official how it happened. But let's say that I pursued the other one, because I want to show you guys how that works. So let's say I pursued the other one. I'm going to put these away. So the interception is guaranteed because I'm only 1 space away. So you bring your markers over. You don't need this anymore. We have 3 tactical points, so I would spend all 3. And we have 1 rudder damage and 1 engine damage. So we're going to roll die for the engine damage. I rolled a 2. It's not enough to destroy the plane, but since it's the first marker, I get 2 more tactical points. So this goes up 2 more. Okay, so next thing I get to do is called a first pass. And it's a one-time only thing. And it only happens, like I said, this first initial thing. It's called, right here, place fighters in spaces to attack the bomber. A space is defined by altitude, blah, blah, blah. No tactical points are expended in a first pass. So even if I had 0 tactical points, because the tactical points, once it gets to 0, this pursuit phase ends. And if you didn't destroy the bomber by then, too bad, too sad, okay? You get a free first pass no matter what. And if you look on here, there's some really high TP costs. So like if I want to come from the nose up high, it costs 3 tactical points. So I don't have to spend any tactical points. I basically get a first pass freebie, if you will. So let me roll real quick for the sun. I rolled a 1. So the sun is non-existent. That's what that means. So there is no sun in play. So I'm going to, I don't know, I tend to get like greedy. And since this is high, why not do a first, that's 3 tactical points. Let's just do it. So we're going to come in nose high. Also, the lethality level is 0 from there. So we have a good approach. We're going to get some good cards, is what I'm trying to say. And then you engage. So you select your fighter's mode. So I'm either going to be determined or evasive. We don't do maneuvering. So what does that mean? We don't do this. There is no climb, dive, etc. You're just choosing whether you're determined or evasive. And we don't make collision checks. So even if I had multiple fighters on the same space, I don't have to worry about collision checks. I'm going to, for the start here, be evasive. And you get to check for advantage. Even when you're here, you could still get the rata, which is 2 or more fighters in the same position and altitude. You can get position advantage or swarm. So you can get all the same advantages on this map. But you have to commit a lot of fighters to pursue just 1 bomber to be able to accomplish that. That can be a little bit of overkill, but you can do it. And then you just do a normal attack like you always would. And there's some cannon rules for the Ju-88s that you can do. You're not going to see them on here because this is 1942. There are no cannons in 1942, so this map doesn't have that. And then we said we would talk about like what happens if the turret's damaged. So if even you place it in the high, if odd you place it low. All high attacks earn the indicated advantage. If low, all low attacks earn the advantage. Level attacks do not earn any advantage. See page 3. So the advantage would be grants an attack advantage each turn. Okay, so let's look at page 3 of the book. Why am I not remembering? I very rarely have turret damage, so this is something I don't experience too much. When a turret is in upper, it grants the player an attack advantage. If the even number on a single roll of the die, each advantage, a fighter in high space may use the advantage. What does attack advantage mean? Is this the first time? Well, attack advantage is one of these. Oh, here it is. It's right here. It grants the player, if the fighter is evasive, the advantage cancels a hit. If determined, a hit is canceled if you roll an even number. So it's just like the sun, having the sun advantage if you're determined. You have to roll a die. If you're evasive, you get it automatically. Anyway, sorry I sidetracked there, but this whole thing is a sidetrack showing you how all this works. So, anyways, we do this until the tactical points run out or the bomber is destroyed or you take damage, right? So if my fighter takes damage and he does not, there's a recovery step, right? If he ends up going to one of these damage boxes, then it's over. Okay, so coming in nose high. It's a 0, nose high, evasive. He's taking a damage. Dang it. Had I been determined, I would have at least done the damage to him. So that did me no good whatsoever. So he's taking a damage. There's nothing I can do to avoid that damage. And he has that. And there is no continuing fire for these attacks. It says ignore collision check and pass-through number, but all other results must be applied immediately. And then we just keep doing next passes until it's done. So, sorry, one final thing. Gotta go to burst here. I think we do continuing fire. I'm sorry. I said that we don't, but you do. Because it says everything else is normal. So, oh, no. It says no continuing fire. Skip continuing fire and do not draw. There's no text, event text. So there it is, no continuing fire. So he does just take a hit and then it's done. So it's a much simplified version of the previous map. Sorry, I'm going slow through it because I know I had rules wrong the last time I did videos and I don't want to get rules wrong again. And I've played a whole season with this, but I did get sidetracked. I went on vacation. So some things are a little rusty, but basically we return. And so we did a evasive return, which means we go here. Now, when you do evasive return, it's going to cost you 1 TP. So we lose a TP just to even return to the return box. But that doesn't matter. We have damage on us. We have to recover right now. And good enough. I rolled a number that lets me throw this away. So there's a disadvantage to being evasive. It costs you TP to be evasive. So I'm going to go ahead and do an attack now. So this is a lethality of 1. This is a lethality of 0, but see, look, there's 2 TP if I come from that direction. So I'm going to come in level, determined from the tail, because I'm hoping to get a ride the tail and maybe take this thing down. So I would reveal, and I am level, tail, determined, I do a hit. So I would draw a hit for the bomber. You ignore this side. Remember, normally you would roll and see if you get a 10. When you're in the pursuit map, you just completely ignore this, you flip it over right away. It's 2 damage to the wing. So you put that up next to the wing, and you got 2 out of your 5 that you need to automatically win. But there's 1 marker there now, so we have to roll a die. I rolled an 8. So I look at the table, and you can see that if I would have rolled a 9, he would have been on fire and destroyed. So he goes to the return box, and we go again. So now I'm going to go here and spend another TP. I think I was supposed to spend another there. It doesn't matter. This is all for fun anyways. So I'm doing another tail attack. Level, determined. I take a hit, but I ride the tail. So I'm going to ride the tail. And let's bring this sucker down. So then I would do 2 damage to him and have no ammo. By the way, when you have no ammo, you're done. You can't keep pursuing this bomber when you have no ammo. So here's the 2 I would have drawn. So remember, you ignore that side, so you flip it. So we have 3 cockpit damage, and we have 2 wing damage. So the wing is 1 away, but we roll for the wing. I rolled a 4. Row 2 there says I needed a 7 to 10, so he survives that. I have 3 cockpit damage. I roll. I rolled a 7, and so he would have bailed out. So this is a very generous range here. So the cockpit damage, nothing destroyed him. So like even the fuselage, I needed 8. There's 4 damage to the fuselage. There was 4 out of 5 for the wing. There was 0 to the engine, but it was smoking. But this cockpit caused the pilot to bail out. And so this would have been destroyed, and we would have gotten 2 experience points. The pilot would have gotten 2 experience points, and we would have gotten a victory point, just like we already did. So the only difference is we didn't get any experience points for the pilot with the way I chose to go, which was the guaranteed way. But look at this. I mean, he also has engine damage, and it's a 9. So there's a good chance I might lose this pilot with the other path. But anyways, I know I just did that for fun. I hope it made sense. We'll see a few more of these as we go. But the advanced game adds a whole nother interaction here. But with the way I played, he returns to base. And let's get rid of everything cleaned up. And we got a bomber here, or a fighter here to deal with. So let's come over and get out our die. We're a BF-110, so we need a 6 through a 10. Let's get big bucks. That's not good. I rolled a 3, so he crashes. Now I need a 4 through a 10. I've got a 6, so he survives. So our little greeny guy survives to fight another day, and more importantly, he got an experience point. 1 out of 3 needed to get rid of his green status. So that's not bad. Anyways, thank you very much. We just finished mission 2. We have a whopping 2 victory points. So I like to put a little tally here. So we have 2 VP, and we have 7 XP so far on mission 2. Thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying this.